I'm sure people have told you to make sure you have something to fall back on. Make sure you got something to fall back on, honey. But I never understood that concept. If I'm going to fall, I don't want to fall back on anything. I want to fall forward. Reggie Jackson struck out 2,600 times in his career, the most in the history of baseball. But you don't hear about the strikeouts. People remember the home runs. Fall forward. Thomas Edison conducted 1,000 failed experiments because the 1,001st was the light bulb. Fall forward. Every failed experiment is one step closer to success.
People should know that you never will be able to go through life without failures.
If you are experiencing a losing season right now, understand that there's a winning season around the corner. But you have to be an active participant in getting yourself out of the losing season.
Failures make us learn. Failures make you stronger. Pain makes you stronger. So I think all of that is good.
Life without those challenges, it's just existence. Don't just exist. Go live.
Failure is the ultimate thing, man. I failed so many times before. That's why I don't look at failure anymore as failure. I look at it as my first, second, third attempt.
When you're feeling the most trapped and down and nothing can go right, I feel like those are the moments that define you.
The art of losing. Losing teaches us more than winning ever could. The art is in the rise after the fall. Losing strips away the noise. It exposes the raw edges of our determination and desire. Without mastering the art of losing, you can't master the art of winning.
Dominic, obviously a tough night for you tonight.
What was tough about it?
Walking away with the loss, of course.
Loss is part of life. If you don't have loss, you don't grow. This isn't tough, this is life.
I've missed more than 9,000 shots in my career. I've lost almost 300 games. 26 times I've been trusted to take the game-winning shot and missed. I've failed over and over and over again in my life. And that is why I succeed.
No one has ever achieved anything if they haven't faced failures, if they haven't had disappointments. To achieve anything in life, you have to be prepared to take on the odds, face disappointment. You only lose when you give up. Remember this over and over again. You only lose when you give up. If you do not give up, you will win from the most incredible position. The fight is in the mind. It's not physical, it's in the mind.
There will come opportunities in life, you know, when they're presented to you, in front of you. It's just a matter of whether you're not prepared to take advantage of the opportunity. But you got to develop that resilience within you. Life is not about how much you succeed. It's about what happens when you fail. If you said, oh, Tom, what are the greatest wins? I'd be like, the wins, those are, yeah. You know, let's talk about the losses. Those are the ones that really, you know, made me who I am. There's a lot of things that come up in our personal and professional lives that just don't go the way we want. And how do you deal with it? You deal with class and integrity and with courage and with resilience, and you're able to share emotion with people. And do you have other people in your life that can help you through those things? They always say, double the pleasure and divide the pain. And that's what relationships are all about.
75 years. That's how much time you get if you're lucky. 75 years, 75 winters, 75 springtimes, 75 summers, and 75 autumns. When you look at it like that, it's not a lot of time, is don't waste them. Get your head out of the rat race and forget about the superficial things that preoccupy your existence and get back to what's important now. Right now, this very second. And I'm not saying drop everything and let the world come to a grinding halt. I'm saying that you can become a seeker. You can be loving more. You can be taking some chances.
You have to lose your fear of failure. Failure is a part of the process. People who never fail, never try. You have to fail. You got to get it wrong to get it right. You learn nothing from winning. You only learn from your failures.
So the big thing is know that if you have big goals and big dreams, along the way, failure is going to happen.
Life continue. Past is past, it's never come again. The present, it's the best gift that we have in our life.
Who are you scared to fail in front of? The reason so many of you are not doing what you want to do is you're scared. You're scared that your brother will judge you, your wife, your girlfriend, your husband, and most scary, your mom or your dad. You need to eliminate that and/or own that fear and put yourself in a position to succeed. Because with all of this, we are now in the greatest era. For the first time ever, with no money, with no goddamn connections, this can put you on the map. If you're good enough, if you are good enough, to be up here, to make bling bling. If you are good enough, nobody's stopping you. Nobody.
There is no excuse, you know what I mean? It's, like, I've been beat before, you know what I mean? I've lost MMA fights, I've lost boxing fights, I've lost so many fights in the gym, you know, I lose all the time, you know what I mean? So it is what it is. If you, any true martial artist will know, in order to succeed at this game, you must lose a fucking shitload of times, you know what I mean? You must lose many times, you know what I mean? So it is what it is. We all have the same emotions, you know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. It's, at the end of the day, it's me in one it's one guy in one dressing room and it's the other guy in another dressing room. Two of them scared shitless. You know what I mean? Who's gonna be more scared? You know what I mean? So I don't bitch and moan. We all have the same emotions. We have all won and we have all lost. It's a sport. It is what it is, you know. Just get on with it. Look to learn from it, you know. The day you stop trying to learn is the day you start losing, you know what I mean? So I'm always gonna learn regardless of the result, you know what I mean? Win or lose, I will take something from it all.
Life has to be hard.
Yeah.
It has to be difficult in some ways. Things have to be hard for you to learn to do hard things. If you want to have anything, do hard shit. If you don't do it, the guy next to you is going to do it better and you're going to lose out. Some of the best lessons I ever learned in life were from failure. In fact, for sure, I didn't learn much from success. I learned a lot from failure.
Go do something that's hard. Go try and accomplish something that's hard. You may win, you may lose, you may succeed, you may fail. I'll tell you what, you'll be better. Life without those challenges, it's just existence. Don't just exist. And you're gonna fail, and you're gonna fail, and you're gonna fail, and you're gonna fail, and then you're gonna win. And that's life.
Okay, I failed, but I was right there. What did I miss? What did I miss? Oh, that's what I missed. And then it happens. I'm gonna fail, I'm gonna fail, I'm gonna fail, I'm gonna fail, and I will succeed. If you have big goals and big dreams, along the way, failure is going to happen. So I had to teach myself how to fail right. When I fail, I can't spend much time in that fail zone. I have to be able to get up and get after the next day just as fast. If you don't know how to fail, there is no victory. If you sit in failure for too long, you will never come out of it. So how fast do you get up from that? You gotta teach yourself that. You may have failed miserably yesterday, but you come to work like, people are like, man, you just lost everything. How the hell are you just motivated? Because this is what it takes.
You gotta get through it. You gotta get through bad feelings. You gotta get through failure. It's very important. And you get through it by just picking yourself back up and moving forward and going. But it's hard for a lot of people because that sting, they never get over it, the feeling of failure. And they don't have a good support system with good friends. Like having a good community of friends is very, very important.
And in that process of you falling and getting back up, that's where you're going to learn. That's where you're going to build the character. And that's what will eventually lead to you becoming the type of person in order to make everything succeed.
Michael Jordan said in one of his interviews, when they said, "You're unbelievable, you're the greatest basketball player of all times. Tell me about that." And he says, "Well, you're just mentioning the successes." But he says, "For me to become the greatest basketball player, I missed 9,000 shots. Does it make him a failure? No. We all fail. It's okay. What is not okay is that when you fail, you stay down. And winners will fail and get up. Fail and get up. You always get up. That is a winner."
Come back stronger. Double down. That's a lesson for everyone out there, is when you take losses in life, you double down, you go back to the drawing board and you keep going. You only lose when you quit. And that's a Mike Tyson quote.
I think the easiest thing in life is to give up on whatever you're focused on or whatever you're hopeful for. The hardest thing is to keep going, but we have to continue to hold on. And I would imagine for so many people out there, that is probably the most difficult thing.
Probably the number one thing is like self-belief and not being afraid of failure. I think a lot of people don't realize how many times or how many videos or how many dumb companies or mistakes or things you have to do and make to gain that experience to know what you're doing. And a lot of people will quit after like one thing or one failure, or this didn't go well, or the business is slow, or
You learn nothing from success. Nothing. You learn everything from the failures. And this is the thing that annoys me about the state that the world is in at the moment, is no one talks about failure anymore. It's like shame. Like, failure is shame. And it's like, oh, let's just bury that and not talk about it. No one goes, oh, what do we learn from this? Whereas with success, everyone shouts about it. But there's nothing in success. Success happens from failing hundreds of times.
My first 9 businesses didn't really amount to anything.
9.
The first one, I spent time on it. It failed.
Second one, this one will be different. Failed.
And then the third one, this one, failed. And then 6 more after that.
It's painful as shit because the whole time everyone is telling you, I told you so, and they're right.
But not forever.
To succeed, you must fail. In failure and in suffering, all the answers are in there.
Don't listen to people that are going to tell you that you can't do it. Don't listen to haters. Don't listen to naysayers. Don't listen to people that give you advice that tell you to slow down, or you shouldn't do it, or you can't do it, or the time's not right, or any of those other things. Those are dream stealers. They were sent to you to see if you'll overcome them.
This shit's hard, but if you don't go through it, you're not going to get better. You have to understand that anybody who's ever gotten better, anybody who's ever created, anybody who's ever built, anybody who's ever been something that you've looked up to has gone through these hard times without quitting.
And if you can overcome that, if you just discard all of that stuff and you get clear on those other things, you've got a really good chance of doing something great with your life.
The man who never failed, the man who never fell has no glory. The man who fell and got back up, that's where his glory is. The man who fell 20 times and got up 21 times, that man has even greater glory. That man has more courage, way more courage than the guy who was so strong from birth that he never fell. There's no glory in that.
Fall down 7 times, get up 8. Ease is a greater threat to progress than hardship.
I can't swim. I'm negative buoyant. Go back again. I can't swim. Go back again. Go back again. Go back again. I got it.
If you don't fail, you're not even trying. I'll say it again. If you don't fail, you're not even trying. My wife told me this great expression. To get something you never had, you have to do something you never did.
Why do we fall? So that we can learn to pick ourselves up.
So you fail. So what? Well, what's going to happen? Sun's going to get up tomorrow. Sun's going to rise. If you fail, you fail. Too many people in this society worry about how they look in front of other people. And I think that's because of the internet. We always look at, oh, he's on a boat, he's on Spain, he's going here, he's going there. Yeah, all right. If you fail at something, it's good. Now you know not to do it that way anymore. Oh, so many people could be right so close to making it, and they just give up.
After you lose, or when you get knocked down, stay down there for a minute. Understand why you lost. Why did you get knocked down? Because if you just jump right back up, you're gonna lose again. So every time I lost, I stayed down for a second. Minutes, hours, days, weeks. But when I stood up, I was different.
Some of the most successful people in the world are the ones who've had the most failures. J.K. Rowling, who wrote Harry Potter. Her first Harry Potter book was rejected 12 times before it was finally published. Michael Jordan was cut from his high school basketball team. He lost hundreds of games and missed thousands of shots during his career. But he once said, I have failed over and over and over again in my life, and that's why I succeed. These people succeeded because they understood that you can't let your failures define you. You have to let your failures teach you. You have to let them show you what to do differently the next time.
What does losing feel like to you?
It's exciting. It sucks to lose.
Right.
But at the same time, there are answers there. It's exciting when you win. It's exciting when you lose because the process should be exactly the same. As you go back and you look and you find things that you could have done better, and certain weaknesses that were exposed. But the hardest thing is to face that stuff. The mistakes that you've made in that game, you have to do the hard stuff and watch that game and study that game to not make those mistakes over and over again. You gotta deal with it. Face it. You gotta deal with it. Face it, learn from it.
I'd have never met a successful person in my life who learned anything when things went well. They learned every lesson they needed to learn that helped them achieve when things went horribly wrong. And the most successful people in the world, every single one of them, hit zero or came damn close to it. Almost every single one.
So failure is a gift.
oh my God, it's the get.
The greatest athletes in the world, people who are at the top 0.1% of the top of their profession, they're failing all of the time.
Yeah.
They're not winning championships every year. Everybody who's successful, you will see ups and downs. We venerate Steve Jobs as perhaps the greatest tech entrepreneur. He went through an incredibly dark period. He got fired from Macintosh. He founded Next, which was a failure. He was as depressed as I was in the mid-90s. He didn't know what was going on. Then he got his career resurrected with Apple on a second go. He had a career that went like that, you know. Take any name and you can find the same kind of trajectory. And it's because through failure, you develop some toughness, some inner toughness. You develop a thick skin. You're able to take it. Life involves adversity. And if you've only had everything good, the first time something happens that you don't expect, you're just going to wilt.
Failure is 100% necessary for greatness. To achieve greatness, to have that success, you've got to fail as many times as possible. So don't shy away from it. Don't take it as a negative. Every single successful person who's achieved great things, whether it's climbing Mount Everest, whether it's getting to the top of a company, whether it's being the best athlete possible, they've all failed more times than they'll be able to remember. That's how they've become great. No one's been great from the get-go and then just being great. That's except for Superman, because he was just born great. Just know that that is a part of the journey. Whatever failures you have are only going to make you stronger.
I fail all the time. I just quit. That's the difference. You win and you learn. I only lose if I quit. I won't quit. I will fall on my ass 20 times. I don't even dust myself off anymore. I just get up. Here we go. We're gonna do it again. And I get better every time I get up. I get stronger. Perfect example. If you and I get in a fight and you keep jabbing me with a right, I'm either gonna have to learn how to block that, or every time I fight you, I'm gonna get knocked out. I'm tired of getting my ass whooped. I want to whoop ass now. That's what I do. And that's because I accept being uncomfortable. You're alive. That is the greatest gift. Either kick ass or get your ass kicked.
Perfection is impossible. In the 1,526 singles matches I played in my career, I won almost 80% of those matches. Now, I have a question for you. What percentage of points do you think I won in those matches? Only 54%. In other words, even top-ranked tennis players win barely more than half of the points they play. When you lose every second point on average, you learn not to dwell on every shot. You teach yourself to think, okay, I double faulted, it's only a point. Okay, I came to the net and I got passed again, it's only a point. When you're playing a point, it has to be the most important thing in the world, and it is. But when it's behind you, it's behind you. This mindset is really crucial because it frees you to fully commit to the next point and the next point after that with intensity, clarity, and focus. The truth is, whatever game you play in life, sometimes you're going to lose. A point, a match, a season, a job. It's a roller coaster with many ups and downs. And it's natural when you're down to doubt yourself and to feel sorry for yourself. And by the way, your opponents have self-doubt too. Don't ever forget that. But negative energy is wasted energy. You want to become a master at overcoming hard moments. That is, to me, the sign of a champion. The best in the world are not the best because they win every point. It's because they know they'll lose again and again and have learned how to deal with it. You accept it, cry it out if you need to, and then force a smile. You move on, be relentless, adapt and grow, work harder, work smarter. Remember, work smarter.
I can't lose, because losing is something that is designed for people that quit and for people that fail. I don't fail, I learn, I reevaluate, I analyze, I cross-examine, I fine-tune, I refine my craft. Maybe not now in my mid-20s, but in my 40s, in my 50s, in my 60s, in my 70s, in my 80s, in my 100s, I will have refined my craft, because it's a process of self-development. So if you couldn't fail because failure is not an option, because failure isn't real, who would you become? Who would you be? Who's holding you back? Who's telling you you can't? You? Or is it the programming inside of you? Maybe it ain't you. Get positive. The world is yours for the taking.
Every man fails. Every man is going to fail. And there's an entire group of men who are paralyzed by fear of failure. They're like, I would risk, I would lead, I would try, I would take initiative. But what if I fail? Let me tell you, you're gonna. And that's what leaders do. They fail, and then they work the problem, and then they fail, and then they work the problem, and then they fail, and then they work the problem, and then they fix the problem, and then they're the leader. The greatest failure, men, is not failing, but it's failing to try, and it's failing to lead. Every man who's ever led, he has lost a lot. Every man who is succeeding has failed. Every man who has achieved something has failed to achieve it many times before achieving it.
The most important thing in a person's life is their failures, because more important, I would say, than the successes. Your main learnings and your main transformations you experience through making mistakes and failing. Don't be afraid of failure. Ultimately, there is no failure. There's only it's an essential part of your learning process. It's only the ego that is afraid of failure, because it has a certain image of who it is.
Focus and fail fast. Learn quickly. Try something new. And I thought I would just pass that on, because it's sort of what I have discovered over the years, is the faster you fail and learn, the faster you succeed. You actually learn to succeed by failing. You know, Thomas J. Watson's famous line, if you want to increase your rate of success, you must double your rate of failure, because success lies on the far side of failure.
You got to be willing to fail. If you can't fail, what I learned in the gym is you got to go out there and fail. You got to go out there and fall down. Most people who've won big have failed big. If you fall down and drop the weight on the floor, who cares? Who cares? But if you make it, I care. I want that. I want you to fail, and I want you to get up and do it again. The same thing in life is the same thing here. If you can do this, you can do anything. Anything. Right now, you're 5% away. 5% away from being a champion.
Failure builds character, you know what I'm saying? You fail, think it's time to boss up again and muscle up. I don't care about failing. Like, fear of failure will hold you back. Shit, a nigga might fail 50 times. If I worried about failing, shit, a nigga wouldn't be nothing. This shit ain't work, on to the next. Failure can make a nigga back into a corner and get depressed, or it can turn a nigga up. It's two different type of niggas out here. As men, niggas gotta pick which one they gonna be. Cause you know, pressure hits some niggas, and what they do, they fold. And then pressure hits some niggas, and what they do, they get stronger. I'm comfortable being uncomfortable. I'm always in uncomfortable situations. You will never get nowhere being comfortable, or it'll take longest. You comfortable.
At some point in life, you will lose your balance and fall for the first time. Get back up and try again. Success is a journey. What is most important, that one simply does their absolute best and remains persistent.
There are some times in life where you fall down and you feel like you don't have the strength to get back up. You see, I will try 100 times to get up, and if I fail 100 times, if I fail and I give up, do you think that I'm ever going to get up? No. But if I fail, I try again and again and again. For as long as I try, there's always that chance of getting up. And it's not the end until you've given up. There's still hope, but I just want you to know that it's not the end. It matters how you're going to finish.
Said one time that one of the things you've learned is that to succeed greatly, you have to be willing to fail greatly.
Oh, 100%. No one failed more than I did. I deserved all the credit I received. Nobody seen more than I seen. None of these fighters, none of these athletes. I'm the king of the barbarians. There's no one that could surpass me in the pain I've endured.
That brings up, obviously, tough memories for you, that pain.
Yeah, that's probably so. I can deal with it. I can handle it.
Seems like it's a good deal in the past?
Nah, it's never in the past.
So I came up with a slogan, and I tell it to my kids all the time. I say, there's no losing, only learning. There's no failure, only opportunities. And there's no problems, only solutions. So to me, what failure is the mother of all success. If it wasn't for Michael Jordan getting cut from his 9th grade basketball team, he wouldn't have became Michael Jordan. You know, if it wasn't for, I seen an article the other day where they were talking about Oprah Winfrey and how she got fired because she wasn't good for television. You know, you got people like Walt Disney who got fired, if I'm not mistaken, from a newspaper saying he had no imagination. you know that all they can do is learn and come back bigger, better, stronger, because all it's going to do is lead you in the right direction. See, if you're always winning, then you don't really understand what it is to win. You got to take those losses. You got to take those hits. There's got to be the valleys, the peaks, the ups, the downs. In order for you to, when it does happen, you go, wow, qué rico. You know, this is what it's all about. And not only that, it's never about making it, guys. It's always about maintaining it. That's the toughest part. So to anybody here that feels that they left losing something, no, all you did was gain. And not only did you gain, understand they say that be wise is to know what you don't know. So therefore coming here and not knowing certain things that maybe didn't lead you to the prize, but in the grand scheme of things, 10 years from now, God knows what the grand prize may be, 3 to 5 years from now. I mean, technology is moving so quick, 6 months from now. So, you know?
This is what's difficult about failure. The disappointment is on you. It is your fault. And you go through failure alone. But failure has made me who I am today. Failure gives you 2 choices. You stay down or you get up. Well, I'm up and I am fired up because I have figured it out.
If you don't give yourself permission to fail, you will never succeed. I think this is what most people don't understand about entrepreneurship. They think that the best and most successful and richest entrepreneurs, business owners are the ones that have it all figured out. They have the tactical plan, they have the strategies, they have every single T crossed and I dotted. The reality though is that they just have a larger pain tolerance and they're willing to put up with pain longer than you. They're willing to sacrifice 1 year, 5 years, 10 years, 20 years to get the result that they're looking for. So every entrepreneur expects failure just like you expect failure at the gym. The reason you go to the gym is to break down the muscle, go to failure, and then become stronger from it. Same thing in business. So for the most part, this whole analysis paralysis thing that you guys are succumbing to isn't really what you think it is. It's just a fear of failure / the fear of appearance of failure. I had a conversation with the CEO of Keller Williams on Friday, and he was talking about how he made $5 million, $10 million hiring mistakes. So he has had singular failures that are greater than your net worth. He's still trucking. Remember that.
The whole process of success requires you to fail over and over and over again. There is no book, there is no course, there is no guru, there is no television show, there is no college education that can teach you what you will learn from the failures that you have. The biggest inspirations that you know have had the most failures. They have made the most mistakes. They have up more than anybody else.
The world might say you are not allowed to yet. I waited a long time out in the world before I gave myself permission to fail. Please don't even bother asking. Don't bother telling the world you are ready. Show it. Do it. Ever tried? Ever failed? No matter. Try again. Fail again. Fail better.
Failure is a massive part of being able to be successful. You have to get comfortable with failure. You have to actually seek failure. Failure is where all of the lessons are. Successful people fail a lot. They fail a whole lot more than they succeed. They extract the lessons from the failure and they use that the energy and they use the wisdom to come around to the next phase of that success. Gotta take a shot. You have to live at the edge of your capabilities. You gotta live where you're almost certain you're gonna fail. So fail early, fail often, fail forward.
Humans learn by making mistakes. So when a baby learns to walk, baby crawls, stands up and falls, then takes the first step. But what our schools do, when a child falls, they punish them. You're stupid. Make mistakes. Smart people don't make mistakes. When I look at the way humans were designed to learn from mistakes, I'm sure Tiger Woods has hit more bad shots than me. He's failed more than me. So when you look at the real reality of the world, the biggest failures are the most successful. You know, like Steve Jobs, he dropped out of Reed College. Gates dropped out of Harvard. Michael Dell at the University of Texas. But they failed their way to success. What our academics say, that's greedy. They're capitalists. Don't make mistakes and do as I tell you. And don't question anything I say.
You can go from failure to success, but you can't go from excuses to success. Do more than what anyone else would ever expect out of you. That's the John Maxwell way. That's who we are.
Like everyone else,
You want to learn the way to win, but never to accept the way to lose. To accept defeat, to learn to die is to be liberated from it. So when tomorrow comes, you must free your ambitious mind and learn the art of dying.